ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा 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 हरे हरे हरि ओम तत्सत। So today I have been asked to discuss Srimad Bhagavad Gita, fifth chapter, uh, which is entitled Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. We will be looking at the first two verses. So we will chant the first verse. Arjuna Uvacha Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna Punar Yogam Cha Samshayi Yachreya Yetayor Ekam Tan Me Druhi Su Nischitam. The translation is like this. Arjuna said, O Krishna, first of all, you ask me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? We will see the second verse also. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sanyasah Karma Yogascha Nihre Yasaha Karau Ubhau Tayostu Karma Sanyasat Karma Yoga Visishyate. Translation. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. Okay. So we will try to understand these two verses. So in the first verse, Arjuna is asking, O Krishna, first of all, you ask me to renounce work, and then then again you recommend work with devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? So now it looks like Arjuna is slightly confused. It's not. He's of the view that maybe Krishna is giving contradicting instructions that he is not able to comprehend. So Prabhupada, the beginning only starts writing in this chapter what we are discussing, that we are going to be discussing about this work in devotion or devotional service. Now, if you look at the second chapter, he was talking about you are not the body, you are the soul and all that. And he talks also there about Buddhi Yoga or, the devotional service. In the second chapter, he talks about that. But in the third chapter, he talks about the platform of knowledge. One who's in knowledge has no longer any duty to perform. So he's talking initially about the body not being, the soul is actually not the body, and these are two different things. And one should be in the spiritual platform. And then he talks about knowledge. By that knowledge one can come to this understanding. So now here he is going to talk about that. Towards the end of this fourth chapter, he's actually telling, why don't you fight now? So he's confused. He's saying, you said I am not body, I am soul, and you are saying knowledge is very important, and I should be working in the spiritual platform. But now you are asking me to fight. This is contradicting to me. His thought was knowledge means I have to renounce everything and simply sit somewhere. There is no need to do any action. So this was Arjuna's thought process based on whatever. It's not that he doesn't understand. It's more of a, getting Krishna to elaborate further so that the clarity emerges for everyone. That is important. That is the way we need to look at when Arjuna sometimes seems to be confused. Yes, one, he is put in a kind of, the Lord covers him with the Maya so that he does not act with his complete knowledge what he originally has, being a friend of Krishna. But at the same time, it is also to perform this pastime. And therefore, the reason why Krishna puts him there in that state is also because that pastime has to happen. And it is not that Krishna, okay, I want to show myself bigger or anything like that. The idea is people should be given that information so that they are situated in their original constitutional position. That is the idea of the Lord, because he has nothing to prove to anybody. Oh, no, he doesn't have to say all this and say, see, I'm such a great person. There's nothing for Krishna to prove. He does not want any of our recognition or appreciation or anything like that, from at least from a material perspective. Spiritually, it is a different thing. Krishna may crave for love when, the attention and all that, just like in the Damodar Leela, how Krishna, because his mother is ignoring him, he gets angry. So that is a different transcendental mellow. But from our perspective, when we look at it, all these people and all the jivas which are in this material world, he has nothing to prove. He has nothing to worry about, oh, if these people don't care, I know I am doomed. Nothing like that for him. We all feel like that, oh, if someone is ignoring us, someone doesn't. But Krishna, yes, it is transcendental, but he does not have that kind of a situation. But in spite of it, he is very kind to come over here and explain everything and bring us back the memory that, why are you suffering here, my son? My daughter, why are you here suffering and struggling? Please come back. That is his mood of this. Therefore, this Leela of, he and his friend coming over here and his friend asking all these questions are happening. Slightly out of context, but that is important when we, all through Bhagavad Gita, we need to understand that it is not that Krishna is trying to prove something. It is for our benefit, and if we are able to take to that, then we are going to be benefited. That's the point. Now, so Arjuna, because of his confusion, he is asking, why are you making this contradicting statement? I am now completely confused. And that is why he is asking in the second verse, very clearly he is asking, you tell me, I can't understand if you tell me in a very roundabout way. Tell me directly which is better. So he's asking Sri Bhagavan Vacha. Okay, it's the second translation. The personality of God had replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good. So he's now saying, yes, renunciation of work is also good and work in devotion is also good for liberation. So he's not talking about for going back to Godhead. For liberation, both are good, no doubt about it. Then he is saying, but of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. So that is the highlight. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. So now we have to come to this deeper understanding of what both these mean. So fruitive activities means one is working for sense gratification. And that sense gratification activities entangles one into further and further complicated material life. So it gives some reactions, and to take that reaction, one needs to continue to exist in the material world. In the process, he may get different bodies, and in different bodies, different situation, and further layers and layers of conditioning in sense gratification pushes one to do more and more sense gratification and more entanglement. So this becomes a very messy situation where there is, sometimes it looks like there is no return. Many times if you talk to people, while preaching, you try to bring the concept of devotional service, they never get it. They say, no, sir, our job is to simply do our work and think there is nothing like we need to be doing, 16 rounds of chanting. We need to be straightforward. We need to do our job. We need to do our service to our family. They are not able to get beyond that. So this is a very high conditioning level, and therefore this sense gratification, that is the result of this kind of a thinking. So Prabhupada is actually quoting a very wonderful verse. It's quite big, but the point that he's making, I will read only the translation. He's saying, people are mad after sense gratification. And this verse, what we are discussing, Prabhupada is writing in the purport to Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.4 and 6, 4 to 6. So basically 4, 5, 6, 3 verses he's quoting here in this purport for us to understand this concept better. So he's saying people are mad after sense gratification, and they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past, which we discussed, right? The more we are performing fruitive activities, the more and more bodies that we get. And these bodies are a result of our past activities. Although this body is temporary, it is always giving one trouble in many ways. Therefore, to act for sense gratification is not good. One is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about the real identity. This is very important. One is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about the real identity. So this human form of life is not for making advancement for material consciousness. It is a simple waste of this opportunity of this body. Now, animal bodies are there which are doing the same thing. Their job is to actually do gratification. But when one gets a human form of life, that is the time where the brain has the ability to introspect and see what's happening. Why am I struggling here? What is the purpose of this life? Is there something beyond whatever I am seeing externally, materially? So that knowledge or that ability is there in the human body. And if one does not make progress in that area, then why it is given to you? Like you buy a car. What is the purpose of a car if you simply keep it in your whatever garage and keep cleaning it all the time and just admiring that car? Oh, it is so beautiful. Yeah, what is the point? A car is there to be used for traveling, going to places which you cannot even walk, right? It's too far away. I can't walk. But this facility of a car is for me to achieve that. Similarly, the human form of life is actually, the other things are available in all bodies. Therefore, why this human body? It has that special ability of the brain to go far from the reality of this material world. Therefore, it is saying if you don't progress in that area, buying that car is useless. Similarly, having this body, which is also a machine, is useless. That is the point being made. As long as he does not know his real identity, he has to work for fruitive results for sense gratification. So an example like that. So we buy a very nice new car, right? And maybe a BMW, work all our life to buy this BMW, right? It's not easy, right? No, it may cost 60 lakh, 70 lakh. It may mean 7, 8 years of our salary sometimes. And therefore, we have to work so long to get that BMW car. Now, after buying that car, the person is very happy, right? And he's driving that car out somewhere else. And going some other car, maybe some Maruti 800 comes and hits it somewhere. The man comes out angry and said, "You have hit me," right? He always says, "Why did you hit me?" Right? Why did you bang against me? Now, that car has become me for him. That has become him. So he's getting that, why did you hit me? He hit the car, not you. But our identification, because I am so much associated with that car, that becomes part and parcel of me. I call it, why did you hit me? So this may look like very, what is there here? It is only, you are reading too much into it. One can say that. But we need to understand what is the psychology behind that particular choice of words. Why did you hit me? Right? No, you can say, no, you are reading too much into it, right? But it is not. That psychology is because I have identified deeply with that particular car, and therefore I am thinking it is me. The same thing is with the body. We are not the body, but every time I am always saying me, which means I am not able to identify, to come to the real knowledge that I am not the body, I am something which is inside. You can say my body, but we don't say my body, we say me. That is a difference. If you had said, why did you hit my car? In one sense, it is okay. But if I have to say, my body is paining, but if I have to say, I am paining, we don't say that. In English, it doesn't work out. But majority of the time, we take it as I refers to this body. So that is the thing that one needs to be very clear. At least in theory, we start thinking like that every single day. Then we are able to actually come to this understanding of that. So let's move forward. Uh, Uh, he has to work for fruitive results for sense gratification. And as long as one is engrossed in this consciousness of sense gratification, one has to transmigrate from one body to another. Although the mind may be engrossed in fruitive activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudeva. This is the most important. So this is the situation for majority of uh, people or devotees who are trying to progress in Krishna consciousness. We will not be perfectly already situated in the self-realized situation. That is not the point. It says, although the mind may be engrossed in fruitive activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudeva, so that the endeavor to understand what Krishna is saying, that, and Bhagavatam. So we try to understand that, but I may be currently situated in ignorance in bodily concept of life. That's okay. But if I'm making an endeavor towards that direction, that is in the right direction. Only when one can have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material nature. So he's saying, only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material nature. That means currently I am in this state, that's okay. But if I try to develop a love for Vasudeva, then I am at least making some movement. People are generally worried about the destination. But it is like, you're only dreaming if you're only talking about the end result. How do you get to the end result? You need to act now. If you act now, you can get the end result. But if you simply sit in dreaming, oh, if I have that, this one, then I will be doing like this, I will be doing all this is waste of time. To do that, I need to act. So Krishna is saying, to come to this platform of liberation, you need to start for this understanding Vasudeva. If we start that, then that end result will be achieved. Never mind about when I will achieve. Oh, I have traveled so far. I have still not seen. I'm just trying to see where is that city. It is not there. Goloka Vrindavan, it is still not in my sight. But if you look back, you will still see, I don't know where I started from. It is so far away. Right? So I have certainly moved from there to this point, but of course the end site, the end destination is still not in my sight. But I have moved very, very far away from where I started from. This is something sometimes we need to keep on, what do you call, uh, evaluating in our mind. Many times we feel, oh, Prabhu, 10 years I have been in Krishna consciousness. I don't know, I'm not still seeing. Nothing has changed, we think. But really, is it where you are started? Are you standing there? Now you look back, where you are standing now to where you were standing then. Many times we will see, no, I can't see, that is too far away. I have moved on along. You can ask that to your friends, they will tell you, hey, you changed so much here. It is very boring to be with you. In those days, you were the most interesting person to be with because of all this material nonsense that we were doing. We were very interesting for people. Now they have not moved. You have moved, so they don't find you interesting. These are all some of the checks which you can do. But some people appreciate, oh, you have changed a lot. Earlier you used to be like this, today you are like this. Some people take it positively, some people take it negatively. But we will know that things have changed in our life. So therefore, we need to have this appreciation for Krishna consciousness. That is what has been given in these three verses. Then Prabhupada is saying, therefore, this jnana, that means this knowledge that I am not the body and I need to develop love for Krishna, is the only thing which can take us away from this material bondage. Otherwise, we have no escape from material bondage, Prabhupada is saying. Now, now let's come to this point about this liberation and actually going back to God. These are two different things. So Prabhupada is also touching upon that. So he's quoting another verse here. He's saying, this is okay, before that, I'll explain a little bit and then we'll come to this platform. He's saying that one can renounce his work and be situated in the platform of liberation. That means if you don't get any karma, if I don't do any work, I may not get any karma. It's not easy to not do work. That's another story. Let us temporarily assume I can sit simply without doing any activity. Like now, if you see, many people do believe that. That's why they go to the Himalayas and they cut off themselves from the entire world, and they are trying to live very austerely, and perform many different difficult bodily difficulties to come to a point of completely getting away from all the past karmas and not creating new karma. So they think if I don't do any work, then only karma happens. If I work, then I develop a liking for it. And then in that liking process, I am creating my new body for experiencing that. So I will not do that. So they don't eat, they don't experience anything good, because the mind says, don't talk too much, because if you talk, then that will attract you to certain activities and that will put you think, don't act, don't eat anything. They create a wall around them and don't want to expose themselves to anything material. But when you do that, probably one may come to this complete understanding that yes, I am not the body, and you are also acting on that, and as a result, you come to a state where I don't now need a body. I am situated in myself, which is partial understanding of the real truth, which is I am Atma. Fine, great. So you are liberated, so-called liberation. You are in the Brahma Jyoti. That you go to that spiritual world, but that spiritual world is so huge, you are in one small portion of that. And you think that is the end, right? You think that is the end, there is nothing beyond it. So now the problem there is, it will be nice for some time, but after that, because of the nature of the soul, which is full of activity, always enthusiastic, it feels vacant, Then again, that interest to do something comes back, and since you think I have reached the top platform, there is nothing more to do interesting in this form of a soul, he sort of again sort of assumes a body so that he can experience all these things. But actually, what is the position of soul? He is part and parcel of Krishna. He is not part and parcel of this body or the material world. When he is part and parcel of Krishna, then that next stage should be going up. But if you think that is the end, there is nothing for you. If he looks up, he only sees a wall on top of him, that is the roof. But a devotee, he says, now I have that floor, I have come up. And I realize I am not the body, I've got nothing to do with that which is below that. Now I am sitting here in the middle platform where I understand I am soul. But now if I look up, I see, oh, there are other souls on top.
उसको बोला क्यों निकल?
I see some, look up and I see there is something up. And that something up is actually what my original relatives are there. That means all the soul who are in the actual full consciousness of what is their real position, it is there. And there I go, then I am in relationship with Krishna, and that is my complete constitutional position. Therefore, liberation is if you are simply trying to be at a platform of I am not the Atma. I am not the body, I am Atma. That is partial realization. But ultimate realization is I am not the body, I am a pure spirit soul, and I am part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and I am an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As part and parcel, you cooperate with the whole and you serve the whole. It's not like cooperation. It is about serving that whole. This is logical conclusion. It is not artificial to say, oh, I am now, how can I be called a servant? It is natural position for the hand to serve the body. It is not the hand says, oh, I am your servant. Foolishness. You are part of this body. You are automatically serving this body. Now, that is the situation with the Lord and the devotees. And the body never thinks, oh, you are the servant, right? Like never does we think, oh, this hand is servant and it is lesser than my head or it is lesser than my eyes. We never think like that. If a pain comes in the hand, we are equally affected. If the pain comes to the eye, we are equally affected. So the whole does not think like that. But the part should always think I am actually the servitor to the whole. So this is the logical thing. So Prabhupada is quoting verse by Sri Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.58. There the translation goes like this. When person eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. So this is the point that we were discussing. If we think without connecting to Krishna that I am not the body, I am the soul, that realization is incomplete. And that renunciation is incomplete. Renunciation means you can't say, okay, I have to renounce everything. Why should I go to temple? Why should I do kirtana? Why I should read books? No, I am already in knowledge. I am full of, this one, bliss. No, that is incomplete realization. Renunciation is complete when it is in the knowledge that everything is existing, everything in existence belongs to the Lord, and that no one should claim proprietorship over anything. Now, renunciation means what? Technically, you speak, this is belonging to me, but I am not claiming ownership. Right? So it's like, I'll say sometimes, I sometimes give this example. So one person comes and tells you, Prabhu, I don't watch television at all, Prabhu. Oh, you're very advanced, Prabhu. I am always tempted. I at least watch the news in the. No, I don't watch any television, Prabhu. Oh, why is that, Prabhu? No, Prabhu, because I am not having enough money to buy a television. I don't have television at home. Now, is that renunciation? Renunciation means I have the ability, I have it in my hand, but I am not claiming proprietorship or I am not enjoying that. That is renunciation. Similarly, if anything belongs to me, I can say this belongs to me, but I am aloof from that. But everything belongs to Krishna. So what is the question of renunciation? So their mind still is in bodily concept, or whatever big philosophy you can give. Your definition of renunciation itself stems from the fact that you are thinking everything belongs to you. Then where is the point? Actually, nothing belongs to you. Everything belongs to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is why he is writing, sir, here, Rupa Goswami, very, very, very beautifully is writing. Renunciation is complete when it is in the knowledge that everything in existence belongs to the Lord and that no one should claim proprietorship over anything. One should understand that factually nothing belongs to anyone. Then where is the question of renunciation? One who knows that everything is Krishna's property is always situated in renunciation. So he may be engaging, but he is in renunciation because he knows this is Mr. Krishna's property. I am only using it, and therefore I am using it. Therefore, he understands this is his property. You drive a car. If I am a driver, I drive a car. Right? I am a driver. I am driving a car. I am driving a BMW. But am I using it for my personal purpose? I am driving it to take that owner of that BMW to wherever he wants to go. But I am driving it. Right? And when people, I am standing outside when that owner has gone out to meet someone, I am waiting outside. When they see me, nobody touches that car because they know this guy is there. So I am only a trustee of that property. I don't own that property. But that owner is that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. This should be the understanding. Now he says, since everything belongs to Krishna, everything should be employed in the service of Krishna. This perfect form of action in Krishna consciousness is far better than any amount of artificial renunciation by a sannyasi of the Mayavadi school. Therefore, this renunciation in isolation without devotion is basically this liberation which is incomplete, which is what the Mayavadi school is actually considering as the highest level. That means I am in a liberated state. I am not associated with body. I am spirit soul. Great, wonderful understanding. What next? What next? That's all over. That is their philosophy. But we say that is the beginning, Baba. After that, if you are soul, you have to look for what is the job of the soul and do that activity. And that activity is actually, if you are in a devotee, you are working, but you are working in that mood that everything belongs to Krishna and I need to act and serve Krishna. If you simply say, I love you, I love you, I love you, what is the use? Love you means I have to serve you. I have to make you happy by serving you nicely. And that is what devotees are doing. And that's why Krishna is saying work karma yoga, or, work in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, this renunciation, Krishna is saying now, don't simply say that when I, not that you have to simply sit in one place. No, you need to serve me. And my desire is that you fight and kill all these dushkrutina. My purpose is Vinashaya cha dushkrutina. And when that is happening, I am happy. And you be my instrument in doing that. Then that is work, if you want to call it that. But actually, that is renunciation. And by nature, you cannot simply sit quiet, Baba. It's not possible. And I am giving you a way by which you work but don't get result. And anyway, you will go back to garden at the end of the life. A Mayavadi, if he's working, he cannot go back to garden. That is why he's renouncing. But you can work, but you can still go back to garden. So this is the concept that we are trying to understand. And in future verses, we will try to understand how to do that work in that full understanding, in practically how to remain in that platform. So I end here. If there are any questions, comments, welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hi